So if you remember in the previous topic when we were doing in the class, we have discussed more about exercise 7.3, 7.2 I think, 7.2 we were doing, and in that we have done till question number 2. Sorry, it's 11th chapter, 11th number chapter, sorry. So exercise 11.3 we were doing, and today's date is 28/12. Okay, so today's date is 28th of 12th, and question number 1 is already completed. Question number 1 is already completed. Question number 2 is done. Question number 3 we have discussed. Question number 4 also we have discussed. So today we will discuss about question number 5, and let me tell you how to do question number 5. But before we solve question number 5, I want to discuss with you that how to begin with these kind of questions when we have two operations. Now, two operation means I am explaining it to you. Suppose the question comes, make expressions, okay, or form expressions. Suppose the question is like this, and the heading is like, suppose the question is like 4 is added to twice of x. Okay. Now, if you see this question thoroughly, you will find two of the operations running here in one question only. For example, if you see, it is telling that 4 is added. So added means you are talking about a subtraction. You are talking about addition. Okay. Then if you move ahead, you are observing that it is written here twice of x. Of x means you are talking about the sign of multiply. It means in one line only you can see that we have two operation. One is here addition and another one is here as x, like of x. It means you're talking about multiplication. It means in one expression you are talking about two operations, that is addition and multiplication as well. It means whenever you will have this kind of questions, what you are going to do, you have to just make your question in two parts. ठीक है? How will you make in two parts? Remember, यहाँ पर अगर हम क्वेश्चन को गौर से देखें तो we have 4 is added and another line is twice of x. ठीक है? We have two steps. 4 is added and twice of x. We have two things to know. 4 is added and twice of x. So for that particular thing, what we are doing, always remember, अगर आपको याद होगा मैंने आपको beginning में भी बताया कि we always do the statement first which is depending on another one. तो जो सबसे पहले जिस पे डिपेंड हो रहा होता है हम हमेशा उसको लिखने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो यहाँ पर अगर आप गौर से देखोगे तो it is written here 4 is added to, मतलब it is, this line is depending on this line, that is twice of x. तो पहले सबसे पहले कौन सा टर्म किया जाएगा, ट्वाइस ऑफ एक्स को सॉल्व किया जाएगा पहले. ठीक है, बिकॉज ये जो 4 इज एडेड वाली लाइन है वो ट्वाइस ऑफ एक्स पे डिपेंडेंट है. तो वी विल राइट इट डाउन फर्स्ट ट्वाइस ऑफ एक्स. ट्वाइस ऑफ एक्स का मतलब क्या होता है, 2 into x, एंड 2 into x का मतलब क्या होता है, 2x, which I have already discussed with you. So 2x आ गया हमारे पास. Now I have written 2x separately. ठीक है. Now question is telling that 4 is added, मतलब इसी twice of x में 4 is added now. So let us do, added का मतलब होता है plus and 4 is added. So it is now 2x plus 4. This is as simple as which we have done it the before one. Okay. So remember, it's just like a little bit different from the previous condition, but it is also again the easy part only. ठीक है, बस आपको दो लाइंस कंबाइन कर देनी है. तो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई मूव अहेड विद अ डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन, सपोज मैं कोई और क्वेश्चन लेती हूँ व्हिच विल बी इजी फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड. सपोज द क्वेश्चन इज नाउ 414 is subtracted from 1/3 of z. अब now see the question. ठीक है. Again we have two things. What are the things here? 14 is subtracted one step. Okay. From matlab it is depending. It is depending on which line? It is depending on this line. 1/3 of z. तो सबसे पहले हम किसको सॉल्व करेंगे? जिस पे डिपेंड हो रहा होता है क्वेश्चन. किस पे डिपेंड हो रहा है यहाँ पर? इट इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन 1/3 ऑफ z. तो 1/3 of z का मतलब क्या हो जाएगा? 1/3 of means multiply, which we can write it down of, or we can have the sign of multiply. This 1/3 of z. So 1/3 of z. We have written it now. ठीक है, ये सॉल्व हो गया. तो इसको हम लोग क्या लिख सकते हैं? We can write it down z/3 also, और 1z/3 भी लिख सकते हैं, या we can write it down simply z/3 also, because 1z का मतलब z ही हुआ. So 1z means z/3. We can write it down this. और अगर आप ये भी लिखना चाहते हो तो भी कोई हार्म नहीं है. ठीक है. So it's z/3. Now z/3 से क्या सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है क्वेश्चन में? 14 सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. तो we will write it down z/3 minus 14. This is the solution of this question. If you have got this step, please write it down yes in the chat box. If you have understood, please write it down yes in the chat box, so that I can understand that whether you got it or not. Okay, thank you very much. Now moving ahead with the next thing. Thank you. Everybody is writing yes, so I am also understanding that you people are getting it. Now moving ahead with the next step. I am writing a different one here. 7 is added to the sum of x and y. Now see again, it's again a different thing. अब हम फिर से दूसरी चीज में आ गए. दूसरी चीज में देखो, यहाँ पर गौर से फिर से क्वेश्चन देखो. 7 is added. This is the first step. 7 is added. This is another step. First step. 2 मतलब ये हो गया, ये इस पे डिपेंड हो रहा है. अब किस पे डिपेंड हो रहा है पहले हम ये देखते हैं. तो 7 is added to the sum of x and y. The sum of x and y. मतलब सबसे पहले तो आपने ये देख लिया कि ये वाली लाइन इस वाली लाइन पे डिपेंड हो रही है. तो पहले हम कौन सी वाली लाइन करेंगे? जो लाइन हमारे पास डिपेंड हो रही है जिस लाइन पे. ठीक है. तो हियर इट इज सम ऑफ एक्स एंड वाई. तो सम ऑफ एक्स एंड वाई क्या होता है? एक्स प्लस वाई. दिस इज द सम. ठीक है. सम ऑफ एक्स एंड वाई, दिस इज एक्स प्लस वाई, दिस इज द सम. नाउ व्हाट क्वेश्चन इज टेलिंग हियर? 7 is added. So 7 is added on this. So it will be x plus y plus 7. Aditya or Shrishti Rani has given me the correct answer. Now Shubhanshu also. Very good. You are doing with me, that it means you have understood. Chalo. Very nice. And now I am giving you one more question. Now let's see कितने लोग मेरे साथ करते हैं. ठीक है. So the question is 7 is divided by. Now by, देखो क्वेश्चन इज गोइंग टू बी इन अ डिफरेंट डायरेक्शन. 7 इज डिवाइडेड बाय मतलब यहाँ पर ये इस पे डिपेंड होने वाला है बाद में. 7 इज डिवाइडेड बाय ट्वाइस ऑफ z. 7 इज डिवाइडेड बाय ट्वाइस ऑफ z. ये क्वेश्चन ने एकदम पलट दिया, मतलब लाइक इट्स जस्ट अ डिफरेंट वन. लेट्स सी कितने लोग करेक्ट आंसर देते हैं. Oh my God, this is Shrishti. Very nice, beta. It's absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct. Kashish also. Very nice. Then I have Aditya. Aditya, correct. Very nice, beta. Absolutely correct. The question is just reverse this time. The question is just reverse this time. Yes, Naman, correct. Remember, it is telling here 7 is divided by. मतलब ये line अब इस पे depend हो रही है. So that 7 will be up. Divided by का मतलब होता है upon. Divided by का मतलब होता है upon. Now the question is telling twice of z. Twice of z का मतलब कितना होता है? 2z. So the answer would be 7/2z. I hope it is clear to all of you. ठीक है. So let's try the questions related to exercise. So I am just giving you 1 minute of time. Just try the questions related to NCERT book. Yes. So the question is telling here the first one, 11 added to 2m. So as we have already discussed how to form the equation. So 11 is added to twice of m, or it is directly written 2m. So we have written it 2m now. Second question is telling you that 11 subtracted from 2m. So from 2m means this 11 is subtracted from 2m. Then question number third says 5 times of y to which 3 is added. Now 5 times of y to which 3 is added. मतलब 5 times of y दिया था जिसमें 3 को add कर दिया गया. So it is plus 3. Now moving on to question number D. Question number D says that 5 times of y from which 3 is subtracted. So 5 times of y from which 3 is subtracted. Moving on to the next question, that is E. Here that y is multiplied by minus 8. Y is multiplied by minus 8. So if you solve it, it would give us minus 8y. And I have already explained it to you how minus 8y will come. Now moving on to the next question, that is question number F. That y is multiplied by minus 8. हमने already निकाल चुका है, that is minus 8y. Then 5 is added to the result. This is minus 8y and 5 is added to the result. So it means minus 8y plus 5. Moving on to the next question, that is G. Y is multiplied by 5. Now y is multiplied by 5. So it would be 5y. I have written it now. Then the question is telling then result is subtracted from 16. Result is subtracted from 16. So from 16 means 16 minus 5y. The answer would be this. Now moving ahead with the next question, that y is multiplied by minus 5. Now y is multiplied by minus 5, so it would give us minus 5y. Okay, and the question is telling here that result is added to 16. Now result is added to 16 this time. So it would be 16 plus, because it is added, and what is added? Minus 5y. So either you write in this form or you write directly 16 minus 5y. That is also fine. So in both the ways you can write it down the answer. So I hope these things are done and we have completely done it. Question number 6 is not necessary. It is, I think it is not in use. So we are not going to discuss this question. So now we are going to discuss now 11.4 exercise, and I am not taking any screenshot today what I am teaching. Okay, so if you want to, because I already am explaining the questions to you. So if you want to once again understand any of the things, just just rewatch the video again. Okay, so question number 1 of first questions of exercise 11.1 is just saying that you have to answer the following questions. Question number 1 says that take Sarita's present age to be y years. Like we have to assume that Sarita is of y years. So I have taken that Sarita जो है आज वो कितने साल की है, y years की at present. ठीक है? Now the question is telling you have to also reply with me using your chat box, because I think I have already explained it to you very nicely, this topic. What will be her age after 5 years? 5 years from now. If she is at present y, what do you think? What will be the age of Sarita after 5 years? Absolutely correct. I am getting your answers in the chat box. It would be y plus 5. Because आज से 5 साल बाद, मतलब वो जाहिर सी बात है हर साल एक ऐड हो जाएगा. So it means after 5 years she would be y plus 5. And beta, please don't forget to mention years, because you are talking about ultimately about the ages. So it would be y plus 5. Now next question is telling here, what was her age 3 years back? 3 साल पहले वो कितने साल की थी? Now you are talking about before, it means past. जाहिर सी बात है जब past रहा होगा तो वो कम एज की रही होगी. तो हर साल एक कम करते जाओ, तो it means you're talking about 3 years back, so it would be y minus 3 years. Now, moving on to the third question. Third question says that Sarita's grandfather is 6 times her age. 6 times her age. It means Sarita के जो grandfather है, Sarita's grandfather is 6 times of Sarita. So 6 times of Sarita means 6 times of Sarita. Sarita means y. So it would be 6y years. This is the age of Sarita's grandfather. Absolutely correct. Everyone is writing here the answers along with me. Now question number 4, the question is telling here that grandmother. Now we are talking about grandmother. Grandmother is 2 years younger than grandfather. मतलब जो grandfather है उनकी age से 2 साल कम है grandmother. ठीक है? तो grandmother की age, let us write it down. Grandmother's age. Now you should know 6y जो है वो grandfather है, उनसे 2 साल छोटी है grandmother. तो यहाँ हो जाएगा 6y grandfather थे, उनसे 2 साल कम कर दिया मैंने, तो now this is grandmother. Very nice Avi Gupta. Now you got it बेटा. ठीक है, अब आते हैं बाद में नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे. फिफ्थ वन, सरिता's father's age. नाउ सरिता के फादर की अब बात आ गई. तो सरिता's father's age is 5 years more than 3 times Sarita's age. It is just like the previous one. जैसे मैं आपको समझा रही थी, यहाँ पे दो ऑपरेशन है, देखो. 5 year more than 3 times Sarita. ठीक है, now Sarita's father. First let me write it down. Sarita's father is equals to 3 times. Now I can see many students have started writing the answer to me. Sarita's father age is 5 years more. 5 years more than 3 times of Sarita. 3 times of Sarita. So it means 3 times of Sarita पहले लेंगे, so it would be 3x.
3y plus 5.
Yes, 3y. It was, sorry, 5 था, y था. So 3y plus 5. Yes. So it would be 3y plus 5, and please mention. Okay. So now you only tell me by using your chat boxes that have you understood the process or not. Yes, in the chat box, please. Very good. I'm getting almost.
Ma'am, this